Welcome back to Horoscope TV. We're just incredibly glad you're tuning in with us again. Today is an episode dedicated entirely to you, Aquarius.
Yep, all about you.
Exactly. And we are focusing strictly on the week of June 1st to June 7, 2026. Now, just imagine waking up on a Thursday feeling like the sky is completely falling, only to realize by the end of the day that it's not your life falling apart.
Right, it's not you.
No, it's just the planets pulling some serious strings behind the scenes. And that is exactly why you need to stick around for this one.
Absolutely.
Because this week is packed with massive interchanges, extremely lucky moments for your money, and, well, a few really tricky bumps in the road.
Very tricky.
Yeah, especially around June 5th that you absolutely need to know how to dodge. So, I mean, let's just get into it.
It is so wonderful to be here analyzing these charts with you today.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
When we look at the astro data for this specific week, we're not just seeing, like, a list of random events. We're looking at a highly complex interlocking map. It's a map of psychological and emotional triggers. So we are going to break down the exact planetary machinery that's driving your love life, your career, and your overall health this week.
Which is a lot to cover.
It is a lot, but it's really about understanding the underlying reasons behind these shifts. So you can walk through the week feeling calm, prepared, and entirely in control of your own reactions.
Okay, well, let's start with the big picture because the energy right out of the gate is incredibly heavy, isn't it?
It is. The charts show Pluto moving backward, so moving retrograde, directly through Aquarius.
Wow.
Yeah. And for someone who thrives on looking toward the future, having a heavy hitter like Pluto forcing this inward, backward-looking transformation.
It feels like a massive roadblock.
It does. It feels exactly like a roadblock. But it is actually an excavation.
An excavation.
Yes. Having Pluto retrograde in your own sign is perhaps the most intense psychological movement you can experience.
Wait, really? The most intense?
Easily. I mean, Pluto strips away the surface level. It has zero interest in how you present yourself to the world.
Right, like it doesn't care about your job title.
Exactly. It doesn't care about your career title or your social media or any of that. It targets the absolute core of your identity.
So, because this is happening in your sign, Aquarius, the pressure is basically entirely on your sense of self.
Yes. You are being forced to look at the foundations of your personality. You have to ask very hard questions about what is actually authentic and what is just a defense mechanism you built years ago.
That sounds exhausting. It's like being forced to clean out the psychological basement of your own house.
That is a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, like you go down there and instead of just finding old boxes, you are finding the core reasons why you react the way you do.
Right. You find the childhood fears that are secretly running your adult relationships.
Exactly. Or like the old dreams you abandoned because they felt too risky at the time. And because it's Pluto, you don't get to just, put the lid back on the box.
No, you definitely do not.
You have to drag it upstairs, look at it in the harsh light of day, and decide whether to keep it or burn it.
That is exactly the emotional labor required right now. And doing that level of internal excavation, I mean, it drains a massive amount of your mental bandwidth.
I bet.
While you are processing all of this heavy identity-shifting energy, the charts show Mercury moving into Cancer on June 1st.
Okay, so Mercury into Cancer, how does that fit in?
Well, Aquarius energy usually wants to focus on humanity, right? Massive social systems, the distant future.
Yeah, the big picture stuff.
But Cancer energy is the exact opposite. Cancer is the home. It's the immediate family, the quiet inner sanctuary.
Oh, I see. So Mercury shifting into Cancer means the way an Aquarius thinks and communicates is suddenly going to shrink down.
Yes.
Like from the global scale down to the living room scale.
Precisely. You stop worrying about where society is going in 10 years, and you start worrying about whether your own daily habits are actually supporting you right now.
That makes a lot of sense.
You start thinking about the small, repetitive actions you take every single day just to feel safe. This is actually the universe providing a necessary counterbalance.
Because of the basement cleaning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you were doing intense psychological basement cleaning with Pluto, you desperately need your everyday life to feel entirely secure.
Like your routines, your meals, your sleep schedule.
Yes, all of it needs to be comforting.
You can't fight a war on two fronts, If the internal world is chaotic, the external daily routine needs to be rock solid.
Very well said.
Yeah.
And it looks like the universe throws a very solid structural beam into the mix on June 2.
Oh, good. We need some help there. What happens on June 2?
The sun forms a helpful connection, a sextile to Saturn.
Okay, and what does that mean in plain English?
So the sun represents your core vitality and your conscious focus, while Saturn is, well, it's the great organizer.
Right.
It's the principle of boundaries, time, and structure.
Yeah.
When these two form a cooperative angle, it takes all that swirling, messy emotional energy and gives it a very clear shape.
Oh, wow. So if you've been feeling totally overwhelmed by the Pluto excavation stuff,
June 2 is the day where your thoughts suddenly click into a highly organized grid.
that sounds amazing.
It is. You find the exact words to explain how you are feeling. You just feel really grounded.
But grounded doesn't necessarily mean easy,
No,
right?
it doesn't.
Because looking at the charts, the emotional dial gets cranked all the way up just 2 days later.
Yes, June 4.
Right, on June 4, the moon enters Aquarius. Now, for a sign that naturally prefers logic, reason, and a certain amount of emotional distance,
I like their space.
having the moon, which is the ultimate emotional amplifier, sitting right on top of their sign has to feel incredibly uncomfortable.
It is highly vulnerable. The moon in your own sign strips away your usual ability to detach.
You can't just think your way out of it.
No, you cannot intellectualize your feelings on June 4. You are going to feel every single slight, every joy, and every sorrow with profound intensity.
So your emotional skin becomes incredibly thin.
Exactly. You are broadcasting your feelings to everyone around you, whether you want to or not.
Okay, honestly, this sounds like a terrible setup for what happens the very next day.
It is a rough transition.
Because if your emotional skin is paper thin on June 4, walking into that malefic besieged energy on June 5 seems incredibly dangerous.
It does.
I mean, the charts show this heavy, trapped energy hitting directly in Aquarius. We are talking about sudden mood drops and intense pressure. Isn't this just a recipe for a total breakdown?
It is the most challenging sequence of the week, without question.
Like walking into a heavy rainstorm without a jacket, you're wide open, and then the hammer drops.
That's a great analogy. The malefic besieged condition in the astro data creates a feeling of being sandwiched between two impossible situations. It's pure friction.
Okay.
The reason June 5 feels so overwhelming is entirely due to the extreme sensitivity you opened up on June 4.
Ah, so they are connected.
Completely connected. If you had your usual logical armor on, this harsh energy would bounce right off you.
Yeah, but you don't have it.
Right. Because the moon left you exposed, this pressure cooker energy sinks right into your nervous system.
So what do we do? I mean, the goal here can't be to just magically stop feeling things.
No, that never works. The goal has to be radical awareness.
Okay.
If you wake up on Thursday and feel this crushing weight over a minor inconvenience, the victory is simply recognizing that the feeling is a planetary weather system passing through.
It's not a permanent reality.
Exactly. It's the ultimate tool. You must separate the feeling from your actual life circumstances.
So when the mood drops, you just observe it.
Yes. You say, okay, this is the malefic besieged energy operating in the background. You do not have to fix it.
And you definitely shouldn't make any major life decisions based on how you feel on June 5.
Please don't. Just let the weather pass over you.
Right, but this kind of intense psychological endurance test, it doesn't just stay in the mind, though.
No, the mind-body connection is far too strong for that.
Exactly. Processing this level of emotional whiplash takes a massive physical toll, which I guess leads us directly into how this week's astro charts impact your physical health and daily habits.
The physical impact is undeniable here.
Yeah.
We mentioned Mercury moving into Cancer on June 1.
Yeah, shrinking things down to the living room scale.
Right. Well, in your specific solar chart, this movement directly activates the sector governing your physical health and your daily maintenance routines.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Because Cancer is deeply tied to nourishment and the stomach, your physical focus is going to turn sharply toward what you are putting into your body.
Oh, interesting. So this is not just about organizing the calendar.
Yeah.
This is an urge to completely overhaul the diet, the hydration, the actual fuel the body runs on.
Yes, absolutely. You might find yourself suddenly reading the labels on your food much more closely.
Like, wait, how much sugar is in this?
Exactly. Or you might feel a really strong desire to cook warm, comforting meals at home instead of just eating on the run.
That makes sense.
The focus is on rebuilding the physical foundation because your body intuitively knows it needs extra support to handle the emotional waves coming later in the week.
And it seems like there is plenty of physical energy available to actually do this, at least at the beginning of the
Oh,
weeks,
yes.
because the sun is traveling through Gemini, which is an extremely active, restless kind of energy,
It's
right?
very restless.
Since Gemini and Aquarius share that same intellectual, fast-moving air element, this has to feel like a massive boost of vitality.
It is a wonderful surge of physical momentum. The sun in Gemini runs on a very high frequency.
Right.
It makes you want to move quickly, run errands, start new workout routines, and just generally stay in motion. It provides the literal physical stamina you need to tackle your to-do list.
But wait, I see a major problem here.
What's that?
Well, if the sun in Gemini is pushing us to run around at top speed on Monday and Tuesday,
Yeah.
but we know that crushing malefic besieged energy is waiting for us on Thursday, June 5.
Oh, I see where you're going.
We are going to hit a brick wall. How do you plan your week around a crash like that? If you run a marathon on Tuesday, you have no defenses left for the emotional storm on Thursday.
You're exactly right. That high-frequency energy is a double-edged sword.
Mm.
It is very easy to burn through your reserves by Wednesday if you do not pace yourself.
Does this harsh energy actually manifest physically on Thursday?
It absolutely manifests physically,
Yeah.
usually targeting the places where you already hold your stress.
Like the neck and shoulders.
Yes. When we analyze the charts for June 5, the combination of mental exhaustion and harsh planetary pressure often results in sharp tension headaches.
Oh, that's the worst.
It really is. It can also bring on a sudden wave of extreme tiredness, like you might look at a pile of laundry or a sink full of dishes and feel a level of exhaustion that just brings you to tears.
Wow. Over dishes.
Because the physical body simply shuts down as a protective measure against the mental overload.
That is the body pulling the emergency brake. So the strategy here is proactive rest. You cannot use all that bright Gemini energy early in the week without scheduling a complete crash day.
You have to.
June 5 has to be treated as a mandatory sick day, even if you are just sitting at your desk.
That is the exact prescription. You must actively lower your expectations for yourself on June 5.
Don't try to be a hero.
No. Do not push through the tension headaches. If you feel the fatigue setting in, respect it. The worst thing you can do during a malefic besieged transit is try to muscle your way through it.
Okay, good advice. And it looks like the charts provide a natural recovery period shortly after anyway.
Yes, thankfully.
By June 7, the moon enters the gentle sign of Pisces.
Right.
So we are moving from the high-strung intellectual air signs into the deepest, most fluid water sign.
Pisces is the ultimate sign of release and spiritual surrender. When the moon shifts into Pisces as the week closes, it is essentially the universe handing you a permission slip to completely check out.
Nice.
The hard work is done, the harsh energy has dissipated. Now your only job is to restore your inner harmony.
But, for an Aquarius, checking out usually means mindlessly scrolling through the internet or reading 10 articles at once.
Yes, the mind wants to keep moving.
But Pisces energy requires a different kind of rest, doesn't it? It's not about distraction, it's about spiritual wellness.
It requires complete disconnection from the noise. Pisces energy asks you to step away from the screens, the news, and the constant flow of information.
Just unplug completely.
Exactly. To truly harness this healing moon, you need to engage in water therapies.
Like what?
Take a long bath, go for a swim, or simply drink an abundance of water to physically flush the stress hormones from your system.
Oh, okay.
You need a quiet place. You need to sit in a room without a device and just let your mind float.
Well, the need for total silence and a quiet place to restore inner harmony is beautiful in theory,
It is.
but it is incredibly difficult to achieve if your home life is chaotic.
That is true.
I mean, you cannot retreat into a quiet Pisces bubble if the energy between you and your partner is full of static.
No, you can't.
And looking at the relationship charts for this week, that static is a very real possibility if you weren't careful. Which brings us to love and relationships.
Right. Relationships are walking a very thin line this week between profound joy and sudden, inexplicable friction.
So it's a roller coaster.
Very much so. The week starts on such a high note, though. The romantic energy is highly playful and exciting.
Because of the sun in Gemini.
Exactly. The sun in Gemini is lighting up your true love sector, which brings an incredibly joyful, flirtatious, and curious energy to your romantic life.
Now, Aquarius and Gemini together is basically pure mental fireworks.
Oh, absolutely.
The connection isn't necessarily about heavy emotional bonding right away. It's about the banter.
Yeah.
It's about a shared sense of humor and finding someone who can keep up with your brain.
And that mental connection is the ultimate aphrodisiac for an Aquarius. You want a partner who is also your favorite conversation. And Early in the week, the relationship feels light, easy, and endlessly fascinating. You're discovering new things about each other, laughing easily, and just enjoying the sheer fun of partnership.
Which is great. But then we hit that June 2 transit we discussed earlier.
The sun forming a connection to Saturn.
Right. And we know Saturn is serious. It's all about structure and the long game. So how does that heavy, serious Saturn energy interact with this bouncy, playful Gemini vibe?
It's a great question.
Does Saturn just ruin the fun by demanding to know where the relationship is going?
Actually, it doesn't ruin the fun at all. It secures it.
Really? Yeah.
Yes. The beauty of this connection is that the planets cooperate. Saturn takes that playful, sparkling Gemini energy and asks, how can we make this last?
Oh, I see.
It is the moment in a relationship where you are laughing uncontrollably with your partner, and suddenly you have a flash of insight, realizing you want to share this exact kind of laughter for the next 40 years.
So it's like realizing your fun weekend friend is actually someone you could build a life with?
Exactly. The fun, playful times can actually turn into a solid, committed partnership without losing the spark.
That is a wonderful progression. You build the foundation out of joy instead of obligation.
Yes.
And then, as the moon enters Aquarius on June 4, that structural commitment gets flooded with raw emotion.
It does. We talked about how sensitive the moon makes you feel on this day.
Yeah.
In the context of a romantic relationship, this emotional depth breaks down your usual Aquarian walls. Your emotional bonds with a partner will deepen significantly.
Because you're so open.
Right. You're able to express your deepest needs, your fears, and your love with a level of openness that your partner might not see very often. It creates a profound, undeniable bond.
Which brings me back to the giant contradiction of the week that I'm really worried about.
The clash on June 5.
Yes. If our bond is so deep on June 4, why are we fighting over absolutely nothing the very next day? How do we go from soulmates on Wednesday to enemies on Thursday?
Well, let's look at the astro data here. It happens precisely because you were so open the day before.
Because I let my guard down.
Exactly. When your feelings are closer to the surface on June 5, you have no defenses against the harsh energy of the malefic besieged.
So you're an easy target.
You are.
Yeah.
The stress of that transit makes you highly irritable. And because you are an Aquarius, when you feel emotionally overwhelmed, your instinct is to push people away to regain your independence.
Right. So your partner leaves a coffee cup on the counter, and instead of just asking them to move it, your brain interprets the coffee cup as a massive sign of disrespect.
Yes.
And an invasion of your personal space, and you just explode.
Exactly. The sudden argument is completely over nothing. The tension looks for an outlet, and the person closest to you becomes the lightning rod.
So what's the fix?
When a silly fight starts, you need to step back and use your logical mind to keep the peace.
Wait, if my partner is upset and I come at them with cold, detached logic, explaining why their feelings are unreasonable, that is going to make the fight 10 times worse.
Oh, definitely.
Ah.
Cold logic weaponized against a partner is destructive.
Yeah.
What you need here is pure internal logic.
Internal logic?
Yes. You use your intellect to govern your own reactions. When you feel the urge to snap over the coffee cup, you remind yourself that it's just the planets talking, not your partner.
Oh, okay.
You pause and say, wait, my reaction's a 10, but this problem is a 2. This is the planetary stress talking. You use logic to stop yourself from escalating the fight.
Okay, I love that. You do the emotional math before you speak.
Exactly.
Now, using logic to keep the peace is great at home, but what about at work?
Work is a completely different story.
Yeah, because the workplace has its own unique traps this week. And the professional charts are swinging wildly from extreme luck to total confusion.
The professional arena is incredibly dynamic right now. Let's begin with your baseline energy for work, which is being driven by Mars moving through Taurus.
Okay, Mars and Taurus.
Mars dictates how we apply our drive and ambition. Taurus is the slowest, most methodical, and most stubborn of the signs.
That sounds incredibly frustrating for an Aquarius. I mean, you want to innovate, disrupt the industry, and work at lightning speed.
But your engine is forcing you to move at a slow pace.
Right.
It feels restrictive at first, but it is actually a massive advantage.
How so?
Aquarius has a brilliant mind for innovation, but often lacks the follow-through to finish the boring, repetitive tasks required to bring an idea to life.
Oh, that's fair.
Mars in Taurus gives you the endurance to handle daily tasks with amazing precision and focused on building a secure foundation. You won't get bored by the mundane tasks this week. You will conquer them.
Okay, that endurance is going to be incredibly useful,
It is.
especially with the social dynamics at play, because on June 1st, Mercury connects with Chiron.
Yes, and Chiron represents our core wounds, but also our capacity to heal.
So how does that play out at work?
This connection brings healing energy to the mind and makes it much easier to talk to coworkers.
Oh, that's nice.
If there has been lingering tension, this transit provides the exact right words to clear the air.
And resolving that office tension clears the runway for what happens on June 3.
The benefics Kensha.
Yes. The charts show this lucky event happening in the career sector. This sounds like being wrapped in a bubble of good fortune.
A benefic enclosure is exactly that, a protective and highly fortunate planetary arrangement. During this window, you are insulated from the usual workplace chaos,
Nice.
and your mind is operating at peak efficiency. This is the moment where you discover hidden solutions to complex work problems.
It's the eureka moment. You see the pattern no one else saw.
Exactly. So June 3 is the day for brainstorming behind a closed door.
Just let your brain solve the puzzle.
But the danger is that the confidence you build on June 3 can easily lead to a massive mistake on June 4.
Because on June 4, Mercury squares Neptune,
Yes.
and Neptune creates a massive fog of confusion and deception.
That is the exact hazard. Neptune distorts reality. It hides the hidden flaws in the fine print.
Okay, wait. I am amazed by the speed of this shift.
It's fast.
On June 3, we are work geniuses finding hidden solutions, but less than 24 hours later, on June 4, we are totally blind to hidden flaws in a contract. That is a crazy fast switch.
It is. But if you look at the contrast in the charts, it makes sense. The lucky energy on June 3 is great for brainstorming alone.
Right.
But the deceptive fog of June 4 means it is a terrible time to put a pen to paper.
Because people might be hiding things.
Or they are just as confused as you are. You might agree to something without seeing the hidden flaws. No important meetings or contract negotiations should happen on this day.
So the rule for June 4 is absolutely no signing anything.
I strongly advise you to delay any major work promises until the fog clears.
Yeah, because signing bad contracts at work naturally leads to problems with money,
Oh, absolutely.
which brings up the financial forecast. The money charts this week are deeply tied to these exact same transits, right?
Yes, financial matters need a steady, practical approach right now. The financial picture is heavily influenced by the position of the true node,
Okay, the true node.
which is currently in Pisces, the money zone for your chart. The true node points toward your ultimate financial destiny.
So the compass needle of our destiny is pointing straight at our bank account.
Exactly. And the major event here happens on June 3. Mercury forms a lucky connection to the true node.
Bringing fated conversations.
Yes. Conversations that could change your financial path for the better. It could be a great deal or an investment tip.
That is the kind of luck we love to see.
But the trap is already set, because the very next day, on June 4, the deceptive fog of Mercury squaring Neptune returns.
Blinding our logic again.
And this is where the excitement from June 3 could turn into careless emotional spending on June 4.
Because Neptune warns against spending money on illusions,
Exactly.
buying things just to comfort emotions, and any kind of financial gamble.
Neptune sells you the illusion of comfort.
It's like going grocery shopping when you are sad and hungry.
That's a perfect way to look at it.
You end up filling your cart with expensive junk food you don't need just to feel better in the moment.
And that is precisely how this transit operates. You might blow your budget just to soothe your nervous system. A strict budget is absolutely needed.
So what's the protocol?
Listen to the good advice on Wednesday, but wait until next week to actually spend the money.
Freeze your credit cards on Thursday.
Exactly. Protect your wealth from the fog.
Okay, so to summarize all of this, with all these ups, downs, lucky breaks, and foggy days, navigating the week requires knowing who to keep close and who to avoid.
Absolutely essential.
Let's make sense of the clashes. Who is the best match for Aquarius this week?
Your best match is Gemini. Gemini is the intellectual playground this week.
Because the sun is in Gemini, bringing all that positive energy.
Right. On June 4, when you are feeling so sensitive, you will feel a deep, pure friendship and shared curiosity with them.
They won't smother you with emotional demands.
Exactly. They love talking about weird ideas, science, and the future without judgment. And on June 2, they help organize your brilliant thoughts into something useful.
Most importantly, they bring light, funny energy to stop the Pluto retrograde from making you depressed.
They are your lifeline right now.
Good to know.
Oh.
But who is the worst match? Who do we avoid?
The worst match is Taurus. Taurus will feel like a heavy rock tied to your ankle.
Ouch, why is the friction so bad?
Because Aquarius wants the future. and brand new things. Taurus wants everything to stay exactly the same forever.
And Mars in Taurus makes them extra stubborn.
Extremely stubborn. On June 4, when you crave emotional freedom, Taurus views it as cold.
Which leads to a frustrating argument.
Yes, and by June 5, finding middle ground is impossible. The slow pace and material obsession of Taurus will completely suffocate the progressive Aquarius spirit.
So evasive maneuvers. Keep away from Taurus. Now, we also have some lucky extras for the week.
You do.
The color of the week is electric blue. The lucky numbers are 4, 11, 23, 31, 42, and 48. But looking at the final piece of the astro data, I spot a massive contradiction.
Let's hear it.
The charts say the best dates are June 4 and June 5.
Yes, they do.
Wait a second. Those are the exact days you just warned us about. The fog of confusion, the harsh energy, the arguments. How can those be the best dates?
It's a fascinating piece of astro data. You see, best does not always mean easiest.
Okay.
Because these dates hold so much intense transformative energy, they are the days you will grow the most.
Ah, growth through resistance.
Exactly. Overcoming the massive challenges of June 4 and 5 will be the most rewarding moments of the week.
So you wear your electric blue on those specific days as a personal armor.
Yes. Step into the fog and do the work.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. What's the final takeaway?
I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. With Gemini bringing out your best by looking to the future, and Taurus dragging you down by wanting everything to stay the same.
Yeah.
Maybe this week's planetary chaos is actually a broader lesson. It's asking you to look at your whole life and figure out what or who is demanding that you stay exactly the same forever.
Wow.
And you need to ask yourself whether it's time to let them go.
That is an incredibly powerful perspective. Thank you so much for breaking all of this down for us.
It was my pleasure.
And thank you to everyone for listening to the episode on Horoscope TV. We hope this helps you navigate the days ahead. Please make sure to subscribe so you can get notified the moment the next episode is available. See you next time.